welcome. My name is Doc, and I am coming to you from Albuquerque in the beautiful desert of New Mexico. I am not sure if I can totally call this a paper talk episode because it's a little bit of a morph blended thing because I have a few things that I wanted to talk about that are not strictly paper stuff, but I thought, whatever, I'm just gonna roll with it and also then end end it or later talk to you about my currently inked pens and what's new in regards to the pen and paper world. Some super exciting stuff. But I want to start with what I'm wearing. I call it a cardigan, but I never wear it as a cardigan. I mean, it has functional buttons, but I usually just wear it as a top, and I really, well, obviously I like it, or I wouldn't have made it. Love the color, love the yarn. It's a silk and I think merino blend by Lana Grossa, and I made it, I want to say last year, and modified a pattern for a top that I found in a magazine, turned that into a button thingy, and yeah, that's all I can tell you about it, but I like how it turned out, and it's a perfect for the current weather that we have here. And in let's continue with the woolly stuff. I brought two yarns that were just today dry. And so I thought I got to show you these guys because I just listed them in the shop and I love how they turned out. I am just working on mini sets for the shop. For those of you who love their minis, there will be sets coming back. I know I haven't done them in a long time. And as I was winding minis, I realized there's barely any blues. So I went back to the dye studio and I dyed up a few blues, which are one of a kind skeins, but I love how they turned out and I hope you do too. Come a bit closer. This is one of them, has the lighter blue, and this other guy has a hint of green also, and this rust. Yeah, love them both. I can't say I don't like blue because when I dye it up I like it, but that's the way it is. Also, I'm making something that I'm so happy about, and it's going to be a gift for my son's girlfriend. Her birthday was a few days ago, and I'm just in the process of finishing up. Um, she crochets, by the way. I'm finishing up this gift for her, and I hopefully I'm going to see her tonight, so I will give it to her. And I'm not quite done, but I thought it's close enough to show you so you actually can make sense out of it. It's something that anybody can make who can knit and who has a little bit of experience in that area of making things. I used whatever I found that I loved and that I thought would go together from my handspun leftovers bin, and I knitted a rectangle, which I then finished up by crocheting around it with a glitter yarn held together with a microfiber that changed the color. And yet again, I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can appreciate this. So all the colors, and I can tell you that I do not weave in the ends. I just hold the yarn. When I get to the next color, I hold the two yarns together for maybe 2 stitches, or I switch the yarns out when I'm at the end of the row, and then I keep going, and I just trim that after I've washed and felted the piece. So this was probably originally maybe 2 inches wider and 2 inches longer, and I, as you can see, this of course doesn't really felt, but it just gets a little scruffy and shaggy, and because the yarn changed the color, of course you can appreciate that with how it turned out. And this is kind of funny because I'm using a button which probably one of my kids made this button many years ago. It's a glow in the dark Fimo that we used, and I still have a ton of those. But I thought it would be funny to use that for her gift because maybe Lewis made it. So that's kind of funny. I did not weave in this end or cut it off, which I could have because it's partially felted, because I wanted to add on some beads. And I did crochet along the spine. And I hope you can see the glitter, which I used only at the edge and on that spine. Now, on the inside, I'm not quite finished, and also it still needs a little crocheted loop here to close. But then, if you have not yet imagined, it's going to be a needle cozy. So this is how it looks like right now on the inside. I used some vintage fabric. I ironed the edges in towards the inside, but then I hand stitched to attach it to the felted fabric. And here, before I did that, I added on a little pocket with, I think this is also vintage, both fabrics vintage, very pretty. And then I will add on this little thingy, which was a rectangle, which I'm using. I took from my wool fabric stash from rug hooking, which is a hand dyed piece, and it was very flat, and I wanted it really to have a spine, so I sewed right along this edge. And now what I'm going to do next is I will hand stitch it with a contrasting color. I think I'm pretty set on red onto this side. So then it opens like this, and I'm going to add some whatever I have. Needles, sewing needles, and I don't know. I'll see, just a little bit, so she gets the idea. Yeah, I'm excited about how this turns out. It's going to be very cute. I think she's going to love it. All right. That was the little, is it even called a needle cozy? Or is it a needle? I don't know. Well, but you know what it's for. So what's next? I really, I did want to tell you, I have a very good day. I'm happy today, but with everything that's going on, it's been grinding on me, and it probably has been grinding on you. And so I have days where I don't feel great, but then I get the mail and I have a letter in my mailbox, and it changes everything. It's just, I don't even know. It's hard to explain because we all know it's nice to have a real letter and not just bills in the mail. And but it really, it's, yeah, especially in these times right now, it changes everything. It can change a whole week. I mean, this was a wonderful week because I'm looking back and I can say, wow, I got 4 letters this week. And all of them were long, and I was thrilled about all of them. And so here's my little piece of wisdom. It's, if you have a friend that you used to write to, maybe this is a good time to start writing again. I did want to show you one thing because I know it can be at times challenging to, yeah, to find a way to organize mail. And I have recently took the time, which was quite a bit of time, and organized, and I'm going to reach back there to grab this. To organize all my, I'm going to have to turn something around so you don't get the address. I have organized all the letters. Also, some of these friends I'm not really actively writing with, but the ones that I do get letters from and that I do write to, those are the ones that are in the front. So whatever I have responded to last, I'm pulling out the envelope, and here's the name and the address, and then it's going to go in the front of all of these letters. And all of them, for each person, I have taken an envelope, and that's where the mail, I cut off the flap and the letters go in here. And it's, you can imagine, it's going to be a while before I fill up the space. There's plenty of room for quite a bit of letters. So other people that I've gotten letters from for a very long time, like my family or my friend Doris, they have a different spot in this cabinet that I believe I once showed you. Oh no, I don't think I did. Well, I will insert a picture here because I do want you to see that. It's a cabinet that I made myself, and I built that the way I built the boxes, and it has functioning drawers, of course not like a piece of furniture drawers, but you can pull them out, and then I have tabs and dividers in there so I can see this is from this person and there's the section for that person. So that's really fun. It's not that I go in there all the time, but I like to have it organized, and that makes me feel good. And so this is where I currently am with my organizing. And of course I keep the letters on my desk that I still need to reply to. And I have, as you can see, this is my ink shelf above me. I started that recently, and but already I got a few more inks, and I have more coming soon, together with some Christmas presents for my kids. I don't think any of them watches, but I just had a dear friend who just got back from Germany. Oh my gosh, it must have been so weird to fly in a half empty airplane. Well, she just got back, and I had some pens that I purchased online in Germany and had sent to her, which she has brought for me, which will be Christmas gifts. And so of course I have to combine them with ink, and there's some musician themed inks. Don't ask me how they pick a color that go with a certain composer, but some people do. And of course, we love our themed inks. So I've gotten a few for my son because he studies piano, and as you know, and so those are coming. And of course, how can I buy a yarn? Yes. How can I buy ink for the rest of the family and not also sneak in something for myself? So that's what I did. But I did receive a lovely ink present with these cool samples. And I will start using them actually, one of them is already in one of the pens that I'm going to show you in a moment. And so I'm excited to dive into these guys and try the new colors. But oh my goodness, one sip of coffee. But I got something else. You know, we've just had Fountain Pen Day, and everybody and their mama had a sale, and so I had to place an order from the absolutely fabulous Galenleather company in Istanbul. And it's funny because when I told my husband about it, he's like, "Oh, we got to go back to Istanbul." And I'm like, "Yes, we have to. When this craziness is finally over, we can go all over the world, Istanbul, and wherever we want to." Yes, because let me start by showing you the beautiful box that my item came in. Heavy duty cardboard, and yeah, this is what I got. And I tell you, it's a 10 slot pen case. And this is the back with their logo. And I literally gasped when I took the lid off. I mean, they send a bunch of goodies with the orders, and I love that. It has style. It also had a card, kind of like a vintage theme, Ephesus, from Ephesus, the ruins. And with a hand fountain pen written quote on the back. Can you believe that? Who does that? Right? Oh, wait a second. I do that. When you order yarn from me, you get a handwritten note. And I love doing that. It's not a chore, and I'm not a huge company, but they're big. I don't know how they do it. I'm fine. Yeah. I have not. It was a funny day. I had a good bit of work to do. And after I got the package, I forced myself to do my work first to finish everything so I could really enjoy opening this. And that's what I did. And I went to the kitchen. I told my husband, "Come on, you have to see this. This is going to be so amazing." And that's what it was. The leather is somewhere in between suede and smooth leather. I don't even know how you call that. It's just really buttery soft. And it has all these marks, which if you want a perfect item, I don't think this is for you, but I love this vintage look. And on the inside, you have these protective flaps for your 2 rows of fountain pens, and this is absolutely perfect. It would be perfect to take for a longer trip, and you know we like to travel, and I already have looked at their other items. I think I will have to get a portfolio. I'm not sure if that's what it's called, but there is a zippered 5 for with a notebook, which would be perfect for short trips. So this whole thing is a little bit larger, and you fit an A5 notebook and 5 pens. They have a more elaborate one where you can also stick in some credit cards or stickers or something, but I don't think I would really need it in that setup. So I think that's the one that I'm going to get, the one for the 5 pens and the notebook. And I think the pens also have a flap cover. Beautiful. Yeah, it's really absolutely perfect. Couldn't be happier. Yeah, and Christmas is coming. I already told my husband, oh, hey, look, I got a little bit of a discount that came with this package, and so maybe Christmas I'll find something else. And then I showed it to my mother when we FaceTimed, and she's like, oh, and she's like, oh, do they have more things, or maybe you want to put that away for Christmas? And I said, no way am I going to put that away until Christmas. It's not going to happen. Yeah, love it very, very much. Extremely happy with it. And then I also got I've heard about another sale online, and I decided I'm going to get my first TWSBI Eco. And these guys come in with a broad nib, and I am extremely pleased with this pen. I just emptied all the ink. I inked it up in a matching color, which really, I'm going to come a little bit closer so you can see in the back. This is absolutely matching the green of the pen. But I got a refill, and I think actually now I'm going to put some shimmer ink in here. But I think I should probably clean it up first, even though I was very tempted to be lazy. Yet again, I shouldn't be lazy anymore with cleaning my pens. I have I have 4 pens sitting there that I need to clean. No regrets about this purchase, and I'm thinking that I might get more in other colors that will then also be inked up in matching colors. You know how it goes. We all have these things that we think, oh, this is what I'm going to do, and this is how it's got to be like. Yeah. TWSBI Eco, very happy with it. Great writer. And then I have brought you all the pens that I am currently using. They are in my wooden bowl. And let's go over to the desk so I can show you these guys in detail with a little bit of writing. Here you see the pens that are currently inked up, and I did want to show you one that I have just emptied out, and it's actually the most beautiful pen that I own. It is a Mont Blanc Meisterstück, which was a Meisterstück 149, which was, I think, a special edition for the 75th anniversary of the company. And well, what can I say? Loved writing with it. Not sure, I may fill it up again with a different color. I did start, let me move this. I did start my book for fountain pens that I may have told you about last time. I have the front section where I started with this Mont Blanc, which is my, probably the most precious pen that I own. And so I have the pictures on one side, and then on the other side I write whatever I know about it. Sadly, mostly I'm not sure about when I got the pen, which will not happen to me again. This is, I'm gonna call it Anton Schäfer. This guy has a cartridge in it, and if you remember the other beautiful Schaefer pen that I showed you that has the engraving on the clip that says "To Heidi from Malcolm," this guy a much better writer, and it is, I don't know what the problem is with that beautiful gold nib. It's just at times it didn't want to write and gave me a hard time at times. This guy, very light flex, not too much, but so it's probably a fine nib, but not an extra fine, I would assume. Next is my beautiful birthday gift from Debbie. Thank you. I'm going to say that every time now because I'm not getting tired of this pen. And not off the ink that I put in there either, which is Diamond Shimmer. In the color Spearmint Diva. And when it was time to ink up another pen, I grabbed this Lamy that I had not used in at least 25 years. It has a bit of a damage in this stainless steel, brushed stainless steel area that where it's almost like it was corroded. And I hope you can see this. So it was in this area, it was in a ring all the way around. It had kind of like ink stains, but then when I looked at it closely, I could see that there's a deeper damage in the metal. So I think I took some sandpaper to get rid of the stain and polish it a little bit, and it improved the way it looked like, and so now it's okay. I mean, it's nothing that bothers me when I use it and write with it, and I enjoy it. So this is a Lamy 2000. Yeah, I wonder how old. Maybe 30 years old. And I am using Almost Extra. And the Almost inks, if you know anything about that, they don't have colorway names, so yeah, that's all that I see on the bottle. Love the pen, love how it writes, love the look, very cool. And there's a small window here where you can actually see if there is still ink in there, and it has a piston filler that I don't want to turn anymore. Yep, nothing else to say about this guy. What is next? Here it is. Oh my gosh, this little guy gave me so much joy. So what happened was that I realized I really love writing with this vintage Pelican. I showed it before. It's the one that has the damage on the outer, on the kind of like near the back here. Not sure where that came from. May have bought it this way, but this pen is so wonderful. I loved it so much. It's not, no, ink is out now, but it has a broad oblique nib, which writes perfectly for me. And it was so reliable. Even if I hadn't used it in a while, it would start up immediately, and I loved that so much. So I thought, let's ink up another Pelican. I grabbed this guy, cool kind of little dude. Tried to find the name online. On the cap it says Pelican 25 rolled gold double L, whatever L means, no idea. Is that for a lefty maybe? I don't know. Definitely works fine for me even though I'm right-handed. I don't think it's for a left-handed person. I doubt that. It would be the other way. It has a beautiful little hooded nib, probably broad oblique, but when I looked it up online, I saw that they have a wide variety of nibs, these little guys. I find it very much like it's such a kind of an understated pen, and then you start writing with it and then you're like, whoa, this is amazing. I think the color may be called sapphire blue, but I do have another one of these, which is a lighter blue, and maybe the other one is the sapphire blue. I'm not sure. I put a Pelican converter in and inked it up with a sample of Diamond Shimmer. Let's just start writing. Sorry, I had it open too long. Just gonna say Pelican 25 sapphire blue, even though that may be wrong. And the ink is Diamond Shimmer. Sparkling shadows. There's one more gray that I love, which is one of the options that where eventually I will get a gray sparkling. Oh, Andrea Zenobi, Andrea, who also has a few episodes of about paper and fountain pens. She has a beautiful gray sparkly ink. Yeah, I will have a full-size one at some point. This was a sample, like I said. So what's next? Gonna grab got them out of order here a little bit in my, I have a book, I have my cheat sheet over here where I look at my book. So this is a Platinum 3776 with a music nib. I got this pen, I brought this from I got it on a vacation in New Orleans where there's a wonderful store, Papier Plume. Love that place. Got this pen, got their custom ink. Got a custom ink also. And I filled it up with one of my new ink samples. Yay! So this is really how I also love to. I say this is how I love to write, but I love all of these. Never mind me. Don't listen to a word I say. Platinum 3776 music nib. And this baby is inked with, sorry guys, Sailor ink, my first one. And the number is 162. Do a little bit of makes you not want to, you don't want to stop. Hey, what happened here? My first Sailor ink, very fast drying, wow. Love, love, love. So next is a Faber-Castell Design on Doro. Love the sound that this guy makes. Do you hear that? I bet you do. I bought this a few years ago in Germany. It has a broad nib, of course. And it is inked with Pelican for Nature Pen Orange. I have a small bottle, it's almost empty. Oops, don't do that, Birdie. Why do you not want to write anymore, little pelican? Come on. Then I wanted to use a Parker pen, and because I don't have a converter for these, for all my Parkers yet, I decided to use an ink cartridge, which I don't have any. Yeah, it's a random cartridge, and I will eventually, when that is empty, rinse it out and refill it from one of the bottles. Thank you for that recommendation, Ramona. I should have thought of that. So I was trying to find what this is called, and I think, if you know better, correct me please, but I think this is a Parker 45 in a brushed steel finish. With most likely a broad nib, and it may even be a broad oblique. What do you think? Random cartridge. This is wonderful. I've had this for many, many, many years. Must be one of my flea market fountain pens. Love it. And I think I've showed you this before. This is a Visconti Van Gogh. I don't know what's happening here. I had that yesterday already. A little bit of don't know what. Don't know if I didn't clean out the first ink good enough. See, it did that yesterday too. I don't know if I don't know what I did. I'm gonna have to clean this baby again. Let's just see. Or is it empty? I didn't realize that. Oh my gosh. Okay, my dear Visconti, you are done with. Beautiful pen, gift from my husband long time ago. And then I feel like I am missing one of my pens. 1, 2. Oh dear God, I cannot count. Look at me. I wrote 3 again. No wonder. I'm thinking, why am I? What's wrong with me? This is number 4. Is this empty too? Whoa. No. Why are you not writing? Did I keep you open too long? Whoa. Four. This is an excellent writer. So don't be confused. By the hesitation. On number 4. I just think I kept it open too long. So then next was the platinum, which was actually number 5. The Faber-Castell, which was number 6. And I gotta say that this is really a fairly inexpensive but funky and fun pen. So if that's the style that you like, wow, go for it. Here is the Parker was number 7. And everything else was correct this way. Yep, and this is all I have to show you today, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you, I hope you're gonna write some letters. You are gonna make someone's day. I can tell you that much for sure. Happy knitting and happy writing. Until I see you again. Bye-bye.